So, good morning. Monday the 10th of February 2020. Yes. And we're off into the woods. So yesterday in the UK, Storm Ciara lashed at us with like 100-mile-an-hour winds and stuff. Flooding, the stuff being blown down in the wind, train cancellations. And I guess if you're outside Europe, trains don't mean a whole lot. But yeah, I work in a train station, and yeah, lots of cancelled trains yesterday. There'll be lots of stuff down in the woods today. I can already see like anything loose was blown down. So yes, which is why there was no footage yesterday, and apologies for Saturday rather. It's just life. Finding the time to just go, right, for an hour and we'll go out into the woods, and then for a couple of hours I will edit and render. But the culture loometh. It loometh indeed. It's coming. I think a lot of the ideas for what's going to be part of the initial chunk of media, and I'm hoping people out there have a think about it. So I've been trying to coalesce, what people of the culture could be up to, and it's kind of like, look, let's just amass a whole bunch of people who are competent, worldwide. Let's see who we can reach. So if you know a competent person that might be interested in television, where you learn how to do a few things, or you're out there with an idea on how to show people how to do things. I mean, I happen to know that certain subscribers are very good at stuff. I would very much like to see a rundown of how to, say, hook up and start using a Singer sewing machine from someone like Digital Whiskey. I'd very much like to see things like weapon safety basics, knife sharpening, critical thinking. I want to do a series about the art of war and how it pertains to your life. I want to do some camera basics, as I think after all this time, I may not be the most technical camera user, but I've got an idea of what we could do. So yeah. So, and also a little bit of, say, easy guitar. And yeah, just stuff like that, computer use, how to install Linux, how to make you all just generally more competent. Now the river's looking significantly busier. I won't be going over there. This is just a short video this morning, just so you get some content. So yeah, don't think I haven't been doing industrial level thinking, because I want to get, I want to give people a chance to get to it. I know everybody watching this is probably going to take a peek at what we've got for the culture, but the way YouTube works is you have to have like a really good trailer. You have to have like a really good set of first bits of media, so I have to like stock up on videos and things like that. So it's it's one of those things. I'm toying with the idea of just buying a good quality screen grabber, and I've talked about my plans for playing sort of like vaguely Socialist Fallout 4 and just yammering on while that's playing, just to give me a means of sort of like, doing a vlog, but also having it, vaguely interesting. I've got a few people lined up for like a chat show. Lots of people have been very generous and offered to help. And yes, as soon as the culture is rolling, I will hoover up, your media. Because if we can just get an idea of competence and ethics and just being generally all round badasses, I think we can suck in, a lot of people. Because I think anybody that watches patrolling and anybody that's watched some of the media that we've put out and listened to Newsreel, thanks to Misanthropic Gods, who is a dude, maybe all of us, maybe that bit of us that responded to patrolling, maybe 20 or 30 of us can add up to one Sean Kennedy and one Sumerian. We need to think about that. We need to think about how we're going to maintain the momentum. Because, it just bothers me that, the most banal shite on YouTube manages to generate millions of hits. The most pointless stuff. I'm even thinking of doing a series called V Reacts. I found there's a guy at work that said, oh yeah, I could find you stuff that make your head explode with rage that this got 1 million hits. So yeah, we need to learn, we need to figure out what makes people tick. And I don't want 50 million idiots. I want the maybe 100,000 or 1 million sensible together people on planet Earth, so we can actually affect some change. And we all look at our circles of influence, which is another corporate training term, and also from self-help books. Generally speaking, if there's anything that works in a self-help book that can be twisted to corporate benefit, then well, let's put this round. So yeah, if there's anything that can be manufactured into corporate benefit in a self-help book, it makes its way into corporate training things. So if you've ever worked in an office and they've come up with some sort of new motivational training, odds on it came from a self-help book. So your circles of influence are like what you can directly influence, and all the stuff outside that you can't change. It's from the Buddhist cone, and the whole idea of the Desiderata, help me change what I can and accept what I can't, and have the wisdom to know the difference. So that's been knocking around for a long time. But the sort of people that I get on with worldwide, it seems, are the sort of people that don't really believe that their circle of influence is finite. They believe that they can change stuff and rejig stuff for the better. Those people are people that break rules and generally hack things to their own benefit. And we normally do it on a fairly small scale, but we need to do it on a larger scale. So this is like a Moby super hack. If we could find like a huge number of people like us, and there's got to be, in the English comprehending world. I'm not going to say the English speaking world, because it'd be awesome if we got people from other countries where English wasn't their first language. We've got a couple of people in Europe, but imagine tapping into, say, Africa or India or China or the Soviet Union. This kind of like effect for change, where you could just go, right, let's build a fortress monastery. Let's let's have one. Let's buy an island. There's an island in Scotland for sale for 1.4 million. I'd happily throw a tenner into the pot if that's what meant that, the rant community or the culture community would have like a home base. Imagine, having the power of Scientology and then doing decent stuff. Because I'm all about, taking cheap tech and empowering people with it. It's one of the things I really liked about Alex Peake and empowerthyself.com. Go look it up. It's what I liked about Rant Media. Again, go look it up. Go look up Patrolling with Sean Kennedy. You know, and just imagine if that had been running for the last 10 years, what the hell would those guys have managed to achieve? And now we've got even better technology. The technology that's fallen through the cracks, the trickle-down tech that I'm using right now. I'm using a camera gimbal. I don't need another person to come out and film with me, so I can walk kind of naturally and have good steady shots and good audio. It's in a handheld package now. So yeah, so I've provisionally, you know, it looks like I've bought a Canon EOS M, which is essentially like the T3i if you go and watch the Rangers episode on it, but there'll be a culture episode on it. I'm going to do a thing with all my cameras so you can see what recording equipment I use, where I got it from, and none of those cameras would cost you more than 200 quid. They're all three of my main cameras are within the, you know, 100 to 200 mark, including lenses. You know, we don't need to spend a lot of money. We need to hack functional kit into, you know, some really usable stuff. Oh, it's properly windy. Oh, and Zoo Echoes, thank you for your comment. I actually had a little stash of the microphone lapel clips. It's just that I got out and I was kind of a little bit dispirited on Friday. I didn't want to schlep all the way back home and pick one up. So yeah, don't need to 3D print one. That's another thing, 3D printers. You know, if you can produce your own stuff. So I'm fully planning now. I've had a chance to play with one for about 6 months of doing a little breakdown on 3D printing for the culture. So the initial tranche of culture media is going to be things like, you know, that we've discussed in Urban Agoge, you know, brain hacking, the power of habit, exercise, nutrition, what there is of it, you know. Let's improve you, let's upskill people, and then when we've got enough people, we can start, you know, upskilling planet Earth. You know, there needs to be a visible, you know, place where people do it right, aside from Iceland. Gotta love Iceland. So yeah, and thanks for your comments, Zoo Echoes. I love getting comments because I don't get that many at the moment. So if you've got a comment to make about the media or what you'd like to see in the culture, you know, now's the time. And if you're watching for this for the first time, this is where the launch point of the culture will be. The culture trailer and the links to the culture YouTube will all be there. I will try and make sure that there's at least a steady release of short videos onto the culture. And now we need to get it on things like Instagram. And for that, I'm going to need some volunteers and stuff. Whoop, let's turn around. Don't want to go that way. It's very muddy out here. And I've been walking on the non-muddy bits and it's muddy. So if I go to the really muddy bits, it'll be a swamp. And I got things to do today. I don't know about you. So yeah. So I'm going to try and do a Monday to Friday thing where I utilize my time to put together as many videos as possible and then slowly start absorbing other people's vids, you know, and I'll put, you know, don't worry about editing it. You know, if you've got like a couple of takes of your explanation of something, you don't even need to edit it together. So if you want to, I will try and make the best possible edit. I don't mind doing the editing. So if we find out a way of either doing Dropbox or email, you know, maybe submitted video can be submitted down to like 720p, so it's like, you know, 500 meg of video. Doesn't need to be very long, but if you do something interesting like setting up a Singer sewing machine for the first time, like just an understanding of a skill that you think we could all learn from, then go for it. You know, I know Graffen knows how to do a whole bunch of stuff, or Rembimon. I know Avagdu knows how to do loads of things. I know basically everybody on Discord knows how to do stuff that the other people on Discord don't necessarily know how to do. And an introduction to the basics of that, or a shortcut to what you've learned, is like, I'd really like to do photography. like a photography series, but it'll probably only be 2 videos. Or, you know, you see all these photography, you know, gurus talking, you know, they've got like long series of stuff. I don't really intend to review an expensive camera, because what's the point? You know, you pretty much know that an expensive camera is going to do the job. It's the cheaper cameras that we're interested in, you know. So yeah. So, you know, it's the reason I bought a 50mm lens, because for product photography it's better. So instead of spending months and months and months humming and hawing about how to do a good piece of product video filming, why not just do us a few photos? Because you guys, on a piece of technology, you want to see what ports it's got, you want to see how big it is, you want to see, you know, so why not just take some good high quality photos and leave them on screen for 5 seconds? I mean, you people are capable of pausing stuff. It's about getting the information out to you. So yeah, so I'll fill you in on what I know about photography and videography and editing. And we'll do some straightforward guitar lessons. You know, I've got some survival stuff. I'll bring back and update the Back of Beyond stuff that we learned about. I'll bring back the fitness stuff that I learned about. You know, let's compile it all so that everybody can get everything in one place. And if they want to go and check out the other stuff, then that's cool. So yeah, I've got an EOS M coming tomorrow, hopefully, wind and weather permitting. And if you've seen the video on the T3i, it's pretty much the same camera, but in a mirrorless format, with the exception of having a flip out screen, but I think I've got a fix for that. So yeah, it's important to be able to hack these things together, and we're the smart people that can do it. So I want to hack together some solar power. You know, I've got like a whole bunch of stuff I can cook that you never see on cooking channels. So yeah, let's get on with it. Maybe talk about gardening. You know, let's get all those skills. Like, just have it like a, you know, like a rant university. Here's how to do stuff, but also with news. But I think if you want news, you really need to go to archive.org and do a search for the latest newsreel presented by Misanthropic Gods, as that guy's got it going on. Go and check out newsreel. I'll see if I can put a link down under the thing. But if you're watching this, then you really should check out newsreel. So yeah, I want to do some podcasts. I want to do some studio chat show stuff, skills, and a vlog, because this is pretty good exercise, getting out. So I'm super hopeful that I'll be up and about and doing my thing tomorrow as well, and if I can turn it into a habit again, I will, and we'll keep going with the urban agoge stuff. Because that was good. And yes, so all the people out there, I do plan to be taking up running, but the weather has been atrocious. And what you've got to understand about, if I go running, odds on I'm working later that day. So if I get soaked through, you know, that adds another hour to getting dry, getting showered, and getting out to work. So I'm working a lot at the moment, but it's worth it. So yeah, so that EOS M should turn up tomorrow, and shortly after that I will get an adapter ring so I can use my new 50mm lens on the EOS M, because the 50mm lens has got a different mount. It's designed to go on the standard EOS EF connectors. Yeah, I'll go through all that, and we maybe even play with some CCTV lenses and see what the video footage comes out like, because video is kind of where I'm at. I mean, good product photography would be okay, but that's a secondary consideration for me with cameras. because I like to make TV. So, thanks for watching, do take care, and remember, where am I going? Who's coming with me? And never get the order messed up. Later.